Yeah, you can. Yes. Now that we're ready to go here. I hope the audience
Oh, here we are.
got a little bit of a slideshow before we got on here. How did it go?
It looked good. The transition was pretty decent, and those two still photos of Ed and Owen are startling.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just do the same thing. I could just. Oh, wow, I like you guys.
You need a little bit of the neck, like. It's got a little bit of flex going on there.
Well, it's so funny because I told Owen the first time and he did a funny face, and then when he was trying to sign off the second time, he's like, where's the off button? Yeah, so Ed Rotberg is a professional photographer. He's a fantastic photographer. He's been, and that actually the 70s photo that we showed you earlier in the slideshow, I believe that Ed took that photo probably with like a timer and then ran off and sat down in front of everybody. Yeah. So we have a few things to get through tonight.
I didn't I'm popping out my chat.
I got to pop out my chat too.
I popped mine out last night.
I just popped it out.
If you pop out your chat a day early, does it work?
It does, but it gets really dirty because it's flapping around. So.
I think we're not talking about the same thing.
What? Tell me what's your chat look like, and how long it is. So, mine is
Freund
about this
Levin.
high.
Hi, chatters. How you doing?
Yeah, let's see. Do we all have tape measures?
Yes.
This is part of my, terrible desk. It's like sitting right here. We completely disassembled the shop today.
Okay, oh, fuck. I don't have a tape measure anymore.
Aw.
Wait, I have a backup.
I
have a clear one somewhere.
Oh, wait, here. Wait. I got.
Is it bad that we all have tape measures within arm's reach?
Somewhere I have my, dare.
It's like I don't know. It is my my lab, as Mr. Bushnell would put it.
Right.
6100 high voltage board.
I forgot to ask him if he made bike racks.
Oh, that would be good.
Or bike parts. So it turns out that Ed Rotberg and I both have steel case chairs. Same color. It's kind of fun.
Steel case, not familiar with the brand. Is it like those like bungee type chairs, where it's like
No, they're just built really well.
Oh, I see.
They're like a good chair.
They're made out of like aluminum.
Yeah. They're made out of like lead.
Pretty comfortable. Kind of like shapes to you over time.
All right, let's get through some.
Go insane.
Let's get through some of the show, huh? All right.
Yeah, let's start the show.
We got a show.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio.
Beware, I live. Run, run, run.
Survive.
Oh, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for listening in from the Arcadosphere. This is the Season 5 finale, episode 24 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, September 9th, 2021. That is 9/9 on the double R's with the double R's. And the time is now approximately 7:22 p.m. Central. I'm your host, Adam Toyota. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark. You're not thinking fourth dimensionally shields. And last and least, Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and professional Broadway tap dancer, Brian Thurston Howell Armitage III. And joining us tonight, Atari legends and overall super nice guys, Mr. Owen Rubin and Mr. Ed Rotberg.
All right.
I think those gentlemen will be joining us at the top of the hour, maybe a little bit before. But Mark, why don't you tell us what you've been working on?
Sure. So I've been working on it's an arcade. It means related arcades. The Video Vendor. It's a 1985 VHS vending machine. I've been restoring it since I think the spring. It's been in my garage the whole time, and so I wanted to finally get it inside. It is 8 feet long and 24 inches deep. So arcade depth, but totally a beast. 780 pounds. I tried to get it to come up onto my deck, like a very nice, convenient way, but my garage has there was a little overhang. Anyway, so what I ended up having to do was to push it across the grass in the yard to the sidewalk on the other side. And then I had to go up a ramp that I bought from Harbor Freight, and I swear I have destroyed this ramp. It's supposed to be good for 1,200 pounds. It looks like somebody shot at it, like in a war. So anyway, with some help from my wife, using a little bit of cantilevering, we got it in. It didn't fall on either of us. And
that must have been hard, being that she's pregnant.
Yeah. What? No. The only damage I had, I bent a infrared LED backwards, and when I noticed the machine wouldn't return, I figured that out. It was pretty awesome. I love simple mechanics.
Now, just a word to the wise, if anyone else gets one of these, maybe fill it after you get it into.
Oh, it was empty. 780 pounds empty.
Really?
Yes.
Jeepers creepers.
What a nightmare if I'd put in tapes. Yeah, crated, it was supposed to have been about 850 pounds. This is according to the manual. I checked it before I went out there to, take a shot at getting break my back or whatever. What are those things that come out of your belly?
Hernia.
I think.
Yeah, hernia.
I'm not sure, but the show notes might be off here. It says Knight Rider is coming into the house.
Not the house. Yeah, Knight Rider's coming here from storage. Company wants to rent it, so.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, we'll try to do a show inside of Knight Rider next season.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
I just love that show, and I don't know if anybody's watched it since it came on, but it's not quite as good as I remember.
There's a little cheesy. Yeah, my wife and I tried to watch Greatest American Hero. We're about 4 episodes in. It's a tough sell now. She really needs to be drinking a lot of wine.
Yeah, and also it is a comedy. You need to watch it as a comedy. The first season is the best season. It's
so cringy though. Like
it does.
The 28-year-old clearly adults pretending to be
high
school students.
Well, that's because back then we had 19-inch TVs. They were blurry. You couldn't see how old they were. It's like we were watching Love Boat. It's the same thing. You can see like some of these guys that are allegedly like 20 or 30 years old are like 50.
I mean, there's like a teenage girl in his class, and she keeps coming on to him, and
I know.
They're like totally normal.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Yeah. Anyway, a fantastic show. Brian, what you been working on?
Well, let's see. Just because I had to do something to one-up Mark, I decided that. Well, actually, I didn't decide. So a friend of mine was in town, and he called me up and said, "Hey, I bought this game at the Mall of America. Can you help me move it?" And Arcade Buddy says, "Can you help me move a game?" I say yes. I help Adam move games into basements. It's just so much fun. But he says it's this thing called a Psycraft, which I hadn't really heard of. He said it's kind of this motion simulator thing. I'm going to put a link in the chat. This is basically an over-engineered car hoist that somebody hangs from, and it's a VR simulator for playing Initial D3. It weighs like more than a car.
Wow.
Really?
and it disassembled into multiple pieces. It has its own fence. Like part of what you have to move is there's this fence, and there's these doors to go into it that are like they have hydraulics.
It's like a carnival ride.
Yeah, it's like an automated carnival ride. So it's not manned. Like they don't unlike the R360, which would have people buy it. This one didn't. So I mean, it took us 5 hours to load this thing and unload it. Yeah.
Do you wonder how many calories you burned? Because I know I went through 1,000 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and the funny thing was loading it was off a loading dock. So like we literally just pushed it into the back of a truck. That took 2 hours. Then getting it down off the truck into the hangar was a 3-hour escapade of like, it was, yeah.
Were you not with dollies? Like what was the...
Oh, we had dollies, but I mean like this thing was heavy enough that we had to actually tie it to the, tie it to the truck, lower it 6 inches, loosen the straps, lower it another 6 inches, loosen the strap. I mean, this was insane.
And so where is it right now?
So it is in a hangar in Eden Prairie.
Oh, okay.
Sitting next to another rather small game called Airline Pilots, which was interesting. So it was just kind of funny. We got it in there. Everybody was safe. The game got in there safe. It has more wires than I have ever seen on anything in my life. So the person that's going to put it back together, who will remain nameless, they didn't have a fun time with it. They're going to try and get it out to Jersey, actually.
Wow.
Sure.
Jersey.
The other thing that I did is I actually wound my own yoke this week.
Oh,
I made my own vector
That's what she
monitor.
said.
Makes me hungry for eggs. I don't know why.
Out of a 20-inch TV. So it was not a really useful TV size. So I pulled it open, popped the yoke off. I actually didn't. So I'll tell you guys. So the trick that I tried to do, which I thought worked really well, a lot of people do that, show you taking the yoke all the way off the tube, and they disassemble it.
No disassemble.
I left the yoke on the tube, left the purity rings intact, left everything where it was. So theoretically, if I do it right, everything will be focused. And it was. It actually had a pretty good alignment when done. And so I just took the two ferrite pieces off without moving the yoke or doing anything, and then wound it and put it back on, and it works great.
Fabulous. That sounds fabulous.
It was fun. It's cool.
Excellent. Well,
27-inch tube next.
I have really nothing to report. I'm still working on Fire Truck. Thank you. Let's move on to the next section of the show.
Nice.
I always felt that the true stars at Atari was engineering.
Oh, you're an inventor.
Yes, I am.
What have you invented?
A lot of things.
Like?
Like a lot of things. Like things that you've heard of.
Like?
Well, things that you will have heard of, okay? Patents are pending.
Arcade gadgets with Brian McLeod.
Welcome to the Gadget segment. I'm going to give one quick prop out to, we have started producing the Dragon Spirit Galaga 88 panels have gone into production. They should be done in about 2 to 3 weeks. There's a pre-orders orders on the website. You can check it out. I'll put some links up later. But the really cool project of the night, a really cool product of the night, is not a new one, but one I became available from. You know, your friend calls you up and asks you, hey, is there any way to do something? And you spend hours and hours looking up a way of doing it, and then they don't bother looking at it, and you have to tell them about it on the show because they don't pay attention to what you said.
What could you be possibly talking about? And who could you actually be talking about?
Hours. Hours and hours. So Adam asked me about testing some memory this weekend, and I have a B&K 585, which works great for doing that stuff, but it is $1,200. I picked mine up really cheap off Craigslist. We won't talk about that. But I found...
Actually, I kind of want to know what you paid now.
Less than half that.
Wow.
I found a device. Actually, a friend of mine was telling me about a device at the 8-Bit Museum in Germany. It's the Project Chip Tester. I just posted the link into the chat.
But it only reads them in German.
It does only in German, except they have English on everything because they figure the rest of the world can only speak English, and Americans can't speak anything but English. Anyways, moving on now. I don't have an exact price on this. I believe it's about $100, and the list of chips that this thing tests is absolutely phenomenal. Not only does it test your typical logic chips, it also will test ROMs, PROMs, gals, pals, all sorts of different things, and it will tell yes,
Nice one.
and it will tell you who made the EPROMs. So you can actually
That's cool.
if you get the EPROMs from eBay or wherever, you can actually check and see if they're fake, like if somebody relabeled them.
But you have to buy them and get them into your possession before you can do that, right?
You do, yeah. Well, but eBay has all those anti-fraud things where you can just anyway.
Oh, nice.
So I posted the link up there. This is a really cool thing. You go check it out on your own. They've got a great video on it. I do not know how to buy this. I've written the guy, and I'm trying to actually see if we can carry this in the shop because it looks phenomenal. And it's something that should be available here. I know there's a group of guys in Chicago that just did a bulk buy. And that's all I got tonight.
Nice. Fantabulous.
Nice. Well done. Hey, so whenever I ring that...
Whenever you ring what?
Good evening.
The arcade news, arcades, pinball, industry alumni, arcade openings, selecting, celebrities, world record holders, operators, coin-out, conventions. The arcade news.
We interrupt the ventilated...
And now, the arcade news with
Hi, and furthermore, and such, and so forth, and carry on. From esports talk, Atari VCS to allow access to all cloud gaming streaming services. A huge announcement was made about the cloud gaming streaming services on the new Atari console. The Atari VCS will allow for all major gaming streaming services to be usable on the console, which is huge.
Huge!
This is thanks to the built-in Chrome functionality and the PC architecture of the console. Now, if you have a Stadia, an Xbox Cloud Gaming, Luna, a GeForce Now, you can play these games right on the VCS. As far as we're aware, this is the first console to allow for this. Curiously affluent on Steam. Okay, next one. This one's from Gizmodo. Child-sized arcade cabinets let you force your favorite retro games on your kids.
Finally!
Yes! Tired of your kids wasting hours on games like Fortnite and Roblox?
Yes!
Arcade 1UP is introducing a new line of extra small stand-up arcade cabinets, letting kids as young as 4 years old experience the joy of retro games, minus the endless frustration thanks to updates like super easy modes and infinite lives and everybody wins and everybody gets a trophy.
You did a great job.
Arcade 1UP's scaled down arcade cabinets usually stand about 5 feet tall, allowing most adults to comfortably... What?
Hey, I didn't write this.
Sorry. Allowing most adults to comfortably play them while minimizing the cabinet's footprint, so it's easier to fill a room with the machines to recreate your own personal arcade. This news article is done. All right.
Junior cabinets are smaller than that?
I know. It's like they're like
They're
this big.
tiny.
Oh
I
my
thought they
gosh.
were already tiny.
Yeah. You know what? The countercade is like a toy. The thing behind me, that thing is a toy. They're just fun. But I don't like the regular 1UPs are just kind of junk. I don't. Yeah, no offense to everybody who owns 1UPs and listens to this show. From DesertSun.com, Museum of Pinball is banning to auction. What? Oh, the Museum the Museum of Pinball in banning is to auction off arcade games ahead of closure. Oh. So anyway, they're shutting down. Ever had the desire to own a pinball machine and an arcade game of your own? Oh my God, then you're listening to this show. Oh,
No,
and you probably already
weekend.
do. Oh, okay. That news article is done. All right, let's move on to the next section.
Wow.
Wait a minute, wasn't that my cue?
Yeah, like we're gonna be ready, but like before they even get here. But let's go. Come on.
We still have a ton of stuff to do.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Back to the cave with
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Back to the Cade. So, I was going to talk about The Matrix Resurrections, and so briefly, I would just like to say, if you have not seen the trailer, you should go check it out. They have a website. It's whatisthematrix.com. They actually lost custody of it briefly, and then repurchased it from some schmo. And now, if you go there, you have to pick from a red or a blue pill. It'll play a trailer, depending, like a custom one, that has the exact time of your, wherever you're currently at, built into the video. And I think there's 180,000 permutations possible of all the possible videos. Phew. Or you can just watch the trailer, which I'm sure is what all of those little clips are derived from. So it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty awesome. There's like a young Morpheus in it. I'm pretty stoked. Anybody here like The Matrix? Anybody?
Oh,
Anyone?
Yeah. Actually, I really like the original Matrix, and that's it. I was really excited about the second one because it was so like really intricate, and I thought this is going to be really cool. And then the third one came out and ruined it completely.
Yes, so bad. This one looks like it only rips off the first one, so I'm feeling pretty good about that.
That's good. That's good.
Well, that brings me to my next question, where I ask Adam where his hand is, and then I say, what is in the
What's in the juke?
Hey, everybody, welcome to this
Cha-cha-cha
of What's in the Juke. It's the game within a podcast. Today, we have brain-twisting 80 songs for you, played in reverse, at a random point in the song, hopefully this time at a point that you recognize. Hey, if you can guess that title, you're going to get
half point.
If you can guess the artist, you will also get
half point.
If you can guess both, you're going to get
full point.
Yeah, if you don't know either, fight it out amongst yourselves. Kick him in the nuts. Hey, now that the fighting is over, let's
begin.
Okay, so before we begin, Mark, I just wanted to say, first of all, thanks for everybody listening in to the season 5 finale. I did promise a drawing of some sort, but I don't know that we set it up.
We did not.
We did not.
So
maybe we can do it during the interview.
Okay, so if you stick with us to the end of the show, we're going to take everybody's names. We're going to have it. Can we get that form up? I don't know if the form even works right now.
I don't know.
And I think the certificate's broken on the website.
Did Twitch renew us for season 6? No, they canceled us. But we're like a Netflix show. We're just moving down the line. We're gonna be on like CW next.
CW? No, they're not that bad. Come on. I mean, have you guys been keeping up with The Flash?
Ugh, I can't watch it.
Is it too awful?
It's just too
saccharine.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
it's saccharine because, like, Barry Allen. Everyone. By the way, my dog's name is Barry Allen. So whenever I watch The Flash, whenever they say Barry Allen, it's hilarious to see my dog. Like, try to see what's going on.
That's good. I love Barry Allen's a great name. But like, so here's my question: are you excited about the new Flash movie?
Yes.
I mean, that looks really awesome.
Michael Keaton's in it and stuff.
I know he's gonna be awesome.
And Batfleck. Come on, you can't lose.
Who?
Batfleck.
Who's Are you kidding me?
Playing Batman. Yeah, he'll be. I mean, he's in the universe that the Flash starts off in.
I don't. So it's like a multiverse thing.
Correct. Oh man, this year next is the beginning of all of the multiverses. Just stand by for the Spider-Man movie that's coming out 100 days from today, by the way.
But and here's the bummer: is because people can't freaking wear a mask or get vaccinated. By the way, get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, just get vaccinated.
My wife just got her 3rd vaccination. She's eligible because she's immunocompromised.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I just read an article on a TikToker who, 31 years old, was wavering, and she wasn't like she was anti-vax or anything. She was just researching and took too long, and scheduled her vaccination for like a month out from now, and got it on August 13th, and now she's dead. She's
that's the worst story ever.
31 years old. I mean, I'm just saying. And here's the thing that pisses me off, and I don't mean to make light of her death or anything. It's very sad, but a lot of people are dying from this crap, and people don't believe it. But it really fucks up movie viewing. I mean, like
yes, Arcade Radio advocates the vaccine. Get in there and get
exactly.
Come on,
so you can watch movies because Dune is coming out too.
Adam can watch movies. Now you can hear if you watch movies. Adam wants
anyway.
To watch movies.
If there's an iPick in town, you can go there.
I'm telling you, I will probably end up watching Dune on HBO Max because I don't even have HBO Max because I dumped it because I'm a cheap bastard. But
I'm gonna say something really quickly since we got into it.
Yes.
So I 100% think that vaccines are the right way to go.
We're talking to a freaking surgeon now.
Hold on though. Like I do think that the big problem. So people are putting up the sign saying I believe in medical freedom. Medical freedom doesn't mean that you are against vaccines. Medical freedom means you get a choice about what you do with your body, and autonomy is super important with medicine. But you don't then have the ability to go out. Like the problem is like then you're limiting your ability to participate in society. And that's the piece we don't understand. So you have a right to say I don't want a vaccine, but you don't then have a right to go out and endanger other people because you haven't had a vaccine. So I do believe you have the choice, but so anyways, that being said, get vaccinated.
And furthermore, and such and blah blah blah. Anyway, that's a good way to derail the back to the Cade. You know.
Hey, Adam.
What?
What's in the juke?
A bunch of backwards songs. That's what. All right, here's your first.
Songs.
Yeah, 80 songs. Here's your first track. Oh, the chatters they're warming up to it. Yes.
Pretty obvious.
Yes. I love playing these forever too. Yep. I love it. It is Don't You Forget About Me, Mike Page. And it is Simple Minds, Andrew excellent. So we need to keep track of these because we're gonna have to give away a prize. By the way, I don't know if I ever got a picture from Mike Page, but he has the only season 5 t-shirt that I've produced.
Nice.
Yeah. And so if you win tonight, whatever we do, whether it's a drawing or what's in the juke, you will get a season 5 logo, and they are very limited. There's only going to be let's give away 3 tonight. What do you think?
Done.
Okay. So we're going to give away 3 t-shirts tonight. They're going to have the season 5 logo, which is the bandstand logo with the wings on it. That's going away at season 6. I don't know what we're doing for season 6, but it's going to be something different. And probably the theme song will change again too, because that's how I am. But anyway, you guys, 3 shirts tonight, random drawings. Mike Page can't win because he already won.
Sorry,
Mike. And if Mike Page wins, I'll send him a magnet by Mike Page. Okay. All right, here comes your next track. Oh my God. Mr. Peabody says he's waiting for the Back to the Future Blu-ray set. I didn't think he actually wanted it. I think it might be still in his office somewhere.
I still have a set of 3 things to mail, so
you guys. And actually, I'm sending out a Stun Runner yoke to somebody who really wanted it. So, because for free, I'm just charging him shipping because I'm a nice guy.
Nice. Looks like Mike Page got that Forever Young.
Nice.
And Proc got Alphaville.
Very good. Very good. Here comes your next track. Hizuka. I know that song. Heat of the moment, proc. Bam. Out of the gate.
There's a whole YouTube channel dedicated to playing videos backwards. That's all they have is 80s.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome, because then we could just steal them from there.
Exactly.
Then they'll put like a ban on us for violating their...
Exactly. We don't have... And it's great. It's perfect because if you want to download videos, you just reverse it at home and you've got the video. All right. That's probably why they do that shit.
You got it, Mike Page.
We lost Ed.
You guys, awesome. Yeah. Voices Fine Young Cannibal says, if you play a country song backwards, you get your truck back and your girlfriend and your dog.
Even if they've died.
Yeah, exactly.
What? It's the Pet Cemetery of 80 songs.
Okay, here comes your next track. Wonder what that was. Somebody will tell us. Dream Police. No, that's a good guess. That's a really hard one. I think we're going to have to do the countdown on this one.
Yeah. Anybody? No, not Styx. Some people know it, but they just can't quite get it. Oh.
Hungry Eyes, Eric Carmen. That's a hard one. Okay, here comes your next track. Oh, Mike Page and Proc got Duran Duran. Proc was first with Duran Duran and with Hungry Like a Wolf, which is correct.
Nice. There was 2 hungry songs. One
nice.
Wait, do we both have bells?
Well, I have a virtual bell.
Oh, okay. Looks like mine's flat. Oh, that's too bad.
I love it.
I've just got a silence.
Software.
Ed, you're incredibly patient. I appreciate it.
Oh, did we just get another guest?
Well, we've had a guest for a little while.
Oh my gosh.
You haven't noticed in the show notes, we have a guest. I think Ed is here.
he's joined us while I'm not paying attention. All right, here comes your next track. Everybody's guessing Queen. It is Culture Club.
Yep.
And that would be
like Proc got that.
Proc got that. Mm-hmm.
He can't win. He's on a ban, I thought.
Karma Camel. No, I don't think he is. Actually,
I think he is.
I don't think he is. You just want to ban him because he's Proc.
I can edit his score right here.
Actually, does Ed Rotberg know Proc? He might. He might have met him.
Brian Jones.
Brian Jones.
Brian Jones.
Makes giant arcade games.
Giant Donkey Kongs?
Yeah. Well, and Tron and a couple other ones, right?
Oh, that's right.
Helps run Free Play Florida.
Have you ever been to Free Play Florida?
Helps run Free Play Florida.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Owen.
Did Owen just join us?
Owen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, Michael.
All right, here's your next track, chatters. Here comes. This is easy.
I agree.
Sometimes they sound almost the same forward as they do backward. I don't know why.
You know when your chord progression is simple.
Yes.
Well,
that was David Bowie, Let's Dance, Bryn Wing, and Mr. Peabody each got the title and the artist.
I mean, it's almost like the structure of the song is just I don't know.
I mean, there's certain parts of the song that you cannot play backwards and have anybody know what's going on. Typically the intro and the outro, but
yeah.
It's like the palindrome of music.
It is weird.
Here comes your next track. I mean, this was definitely going to need this. Oh my God. I cannot believe they got that.
Of course.
I cannot believe it. If you listen to that song backwards, you go sane. That's Maniac by Michael Sambello.
I was supposed to be running like this, but I forgot. So
Mark's a maniac on the floor.
What a great song.
Yeah, it is.
What a great movie.
All right. And she's dancing like she never danced before.
Allegedly.
Okay. Yeah, right. She probably danced like that the whole time.
Yes.
It's okay. Only 2 left to torture our guests with, and here we go. Oh, I know this. That's enough of that.
Yeah,
that's so weird.
It is very weird. And here's the funny thing: these guys are getting it. Voices FYC, Whitney Houston, and Proc with "I Want to Dance with Somebody." It's like he's got an app that like reverses the song automatically.
I think you just can hear it.
He's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, I like the idea of a song reverser. I'm gonna have to build one of those.
All right, here you go. Oh, this is a good one. Oh my God.
So good.
Oh my God.
Good backwards.
That's cool.
Brian Jones, Rockwell, and somebody watching with me. He got them both. That's a full point. Unbelievable.
Out of nowhere.
All right,
what
Mark.
What does one do with points?
I don't know. Let's tally them up and see what we got going here.
Well, looks like Proc came in first with 3.5. Mike Page in second with 2.5. Brian Jones out of nowhere and with 1 point. Everybody else half point each.
Brian Jones is Proc.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So let me move that point
to
Proc.
Brian.
So
yeah, he's got like
dominating the field. Unfortunately,
I was not looking.
He's got 900 points. Okay, so great job, chatters. Mark, maybe we should open up a drawing while we're working on stuff.
I'm still doing it.
Okay, we've got one more thing we got to check. It's called the voicemail.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey everybody, it's your buddy Bob Zarzadet, control panel expert and technician. I literally just hung up on you guys, but I decided to call you right back. There's some kid blocking me, a totally different one, and I'm trying to get in my car.
Can I talk to you real quick?
I guess, who are you?
My name is Eric. We heard about you through the Passages Sobriety Clinic. They said you've skipped out on your rehab once again.
Who, me? I haven't been in rehab for at least a couple weeks now. And I left a note before I left with that musician fella with the hat. His name was, I think, Slash?
I just can't believe Slash isn't real.
Oh, yeah, he sure was real. He was an excellent cook, too. He made some amazing potato salad, if I can recollect correctly.
Oh, come on, admit it. The food sucked.
No, it was good. I'm serious. Hey, you don't have a neck, do you?
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard what I said. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get on my way here.
Don't cry, pal. You're going to get me started.
Why would I cry? You're the one with no neck. Hey, now come on now. Here. I gotta get going, kid, okay? Do you want to say hi to my arcade radio friends on the phone before I leave?
I guess.
Okay, well, whatever. Say whatever makes you feel better, okay? Go ahead.
Great, you guys. I'm going home.
Oh, great. I'm sure they're gonna love that. So, you guys have a great last season ending episode. I'm on my way out of this weird neighborhood now.
Now get the out of here.
Dude, I'm leaving, okay? I gotta say my catchphrase.
What?
Here it is. Zarzadek out.
What?
Dude, just shut up.
Okay, that was a great season finale Zarzadek call, I'll tell you that.
Arrivederci. Ciao.
Arrivederci. Ciao. Who's doing that? That's awesome.
That's Kit.
Dun, 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 dun.
I like that.
Since you guys were talking about Knight Rider earlier.
Oh yeah, so Mark has a Kit replica. He owns a Kit.
Yes.
A Trans Am?
Yeah, it's got a Bluetooth, so we play like audio clips remotely through the radio, and it freaks out people when they walk up to it.
But it's got the screen and the little light in the front. That goes,
Oh, of course.
Nice.
Pilot episode knows. Apparently, that's supposed to be a cool thing. I traded a Batmobile for it. Long story. Very.
Some of us have Batmobiles to trade.
Yes.
Some of us don't.
Well, the guy that I traded with thought he was Batman, so I was like, I'm not going to argue when your Knight Rider is way cooler than this. So
I had an 84 Vet around that time, and the kids in the neighborhood kept calling it Kit, even though it wasn't the same car.
Right.
It looked like it from the front. And I built a small circuit. It's actually running up there. I don't know if you can see that up there. Oh, because I'm blurred again, aren't I? You are blurred.
It's your privacy blur.
It's your Skype privacy blur.
How do I change that again?
Click the three dots.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the more. Yeah.
There you go.
Or, yeah.
And also, Alexa, order 70 pounds of cream corn.
Go! Why do we always want everybody's Alexas to buy cream corn? It seems like the easiest thing.
Cancel.
I used to do this podcast, the My Mac podcast, and we would always right in the middle of it go, "Hey Siri," and it turns out if you're listening to it, it stops the podcast.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
That's good. That's good times.
there she is.
There she is, just out of the blue. Oh, that's good times. Well, you know what? We have another segment on the show.
Another segment?
Yeah, here we go.
Apparently, we interview people.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ed Rotberg and Mr. Owen Rubin to the show.
Why don't I have a Skype logo?
Owen is looking. Well, there he is.
Oh, there's a fight.
Oh, thank you guys for being on the show. Both of you have been on the show individually, and tonight, for a first time ever, we're going to have just you two on, which will be fantastic.
Oh, you two, that's a great band.
Yeah, we're just going to play a few of their hits.
He'll be right here.
Get banned, and we're off to another channel.
They just have to play their songs in reverse.
They have to be bona fide.
It's a bona fide arcade radio episode. Yes, so we've had both of you on, told your origin stories about, where you've been. Go check those podcasts out. They're kind of fun. And actually Ed's is really fun because he's got a broken leg, and I think we pissed him off because we took like 20 minutes to get the show going, which was terrible.
It was technical hell.
He's like, is this ever going to get going? Because I need to do stuff. And he's laying in bed with a cast. I don't even know how he's... So,
like, where are you going, Ed?
Yeah, listen, it's like that movie Misery. So...
Was that after your surgery, your knee surgery?
Yeah, it was a knee replacement, actually.
Yeah. And I think you just bought a Tesla, and
yes.
And so that was cool because
bought the Tesla, drove it for a couple of months, and then got my knee replaced.
Nice.
And it was funny because
you don't need your knee; it drives itself.
Right.
I wish.
So both of you ended up at Atari in the late 70s, basically. Mid to late 70s. Owen, when did you start? And maybe Ed, you can play off of his answer.
He's going to show you his badge.
What if I can find my badge in here?
He keeps all that stuff.
I have my Atari hat. So.
Nice.
I know it's in here somewhere. I'll find it. That was actually from when we played baseball.
Are you guys played baseball
July 9,
together?
We had a softball team. There was the Atari Survivors.
Oh, excuse me. Something bad just happened. That was just like somebody said on the board. I don't know.
Get your hand away from that.
Right.
It was in here, but I don't see it.
So did you have to play like other like Silicon Valley type dudes, or I guess?
Yeah. All different kinds of companies would have teams, and just some guys would get together and form a team. It was there's a field out in
Sunnyvale. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a big. They have like 8 or 9 baseball fields, and they're all lit. So they run a bunch of leagues.
It's a strange box of old Atari stuff. Okay, identify that.
What was that? A puck? What's happening?
I don't know what that is.
It's hairspray can.
I know it's a roller control. It's the
roller controller.
Oh, it's for Major Havoc.
It was the original one that was black, and then I wanted a white.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then it became green.
Yes. Now there's people plotting making black ones now.
Yes. The Owen.
Yeah,
the
right.
original.
Now we have to have the original. We have the prototype Mr. Havoc machine. Yeah. So.
I do have my access card to the building.
All right. Well, since we know that when Ed started, let's ask Ed. Ed, when did you start at Atari?
My first day at Atari was January 3rd, 1979.
January 3rd, 19th. That's pretty specific. So
it
was
the first day of work in January. So I started the new year at Atari.
So that's awesome. Did you meet Owen your first day?
Oh yeah.
And did you start? Did you guys like begin working together that day?
We shared a lab, didn't we?
We shared a lab a couple days after that. I mean, once I got into a lab with the project, so maybe it was a week or two. Hard to exactly.
We actually shared an office at one point with one.
So in checking the logs, January 3rd, 79 was a Wednesday, so in the middle of the week.
Yeah, why not? You have to start with a short week. There you are.
Oh yeah, let me zoom in on that. That's.
I don't know. I'll flip it back around there. I can't see my own screen.
Oh, I love the hair and your mustache. My dad had the same hair and mustache as you.
7/19/76.
Yeah, I was 4 years old.
I just missed the 3-digit employee numbers.
Oh
man, that's when the bicentennial was like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, the bicentennial, it's so awesome. I'm like, okay. Let's ride that train that's going to be in town. Remember that?
Figure out a bicentennial game though.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Now, we just had someone in the chat say, Voices FYC says, Ed is my hero. I'm a Steel Talons fan.
Oh,
nice.
Now Ed
Log should be his hero, but yeah.
Right. We had Ed on the show, but Ed Rotberg, tell us what your role was in that game.
I did a lot of the programming to make the graphics work. We both worked on the board communication because it had two sets of boards. And Ed did a lot of the physics for the helicopter. So and we all worked on everything at one point, but Ed pretty much did the physics for the helicopter.
But don't you have a special role in Steel Talons?
Sure.
Don't you play a character or something?
Not really. What are you getting at here?
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Didn't play characters. We were on the cover of Replay magazines when
okay. All right.
Back in the day, but that was.
I was just reading something about a commissioner or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, that's it. That's good. I mean, Steel Talons. So you worked on that game, and okay. So let's back up to the both of you. What was the first project you worked on together?
Together.
It would have to be Battlezone. Owen threw in some code into Battlezone. But it was the last game that we worked on together. So that's. We got that going for us.
So wait a minute, Owen. What code did you write for Battlezone?
The volcano.
Oh, yes, that's
so,
right.
Yeah, I told the story, right? I kept bugging him every day. When's the volcano going to erupt? And so Ed, when he would get really focused,
when I was chasing a bad bug,
and I'd stick my face like in front of the monitor, and that volcano erupting yet? And he just lost it one day. He said, "God, the fucking volcano erupt, do it yourself!" I walked out, wrote some code on his chair the next morning.
And I probably put it in the game, and it worked the first time. Which
the note location when the variable that said.
Have you guys seen the new? There was somebody did kind of a, I guess you could call it an homage or whatever you want to call it. They did like a Battlezone 2, runs on a VGA, but it has a vector appearance, and they did a more modern version of it. It's actually, it looks like it's made to look like a vector game. But it has color. I think Brian Jones built one down in Florida, like actually put it into a cabinet. But what's neat about it is they added a whole bunch of features because you can do that now. But they really kind of kept the original feel of the game and appearance of the game. You know, you got the background with volcanoes erupting. I mean, the tanks are all still line drawings. It's not very technical. But if you guys haven't seen it, it's called Battlezone 2. No, it's not Combat Commander. I'll find a link for it somewhere. But
yeah, need a link. Perfect. I'd love to see it.
There was an iOS app called, I think it was originally called Vector Tanks, and the guy who wrote that needed someone to finish it for him. So I get this phone call, and he said, "Can you finish the code?" My programmer left, and I said, "Okay, I'll look at it." He says, "First thing I want is a volcano in it."
Wise guys.
Well, speaking of, go ahead.
We have a listener who's asking who had party supplies in their desk. I'm not sure what that means exactly.
Oh, I probably can guess, and it was probably me more than Owen, if it's just between the two of us.
I would probably tell you who it was. I won't say his name out loud.
Okay.
Well, we probably heard it. I mean, was it
party supplies?
Let's see. Was it Nolan
Most of the
Bushnell?
party supplies came from the consumer group. Yeah, I'll just put it off on them.
Nice.
That's interesting. We had Howard Scott Warshaw on the show, and he said the same thing. So
actually, there's some truth to that.
Yeah, the lights are always very dim upstairs in the consumer group area.
Did you guys end up having like crossover between the consumer group? Did they come down and ask you like?
Owen is the champion of the crossover.
I used to go up there all the time and steal things.
Yeah, no, and I'm still buddies with a lot of the guys from the consumer group. I speak regularly every day. I'll speak to them tomorrow with Rob Zadibble and Bob Smith. Okay. If you know who those gentlemen are. And yeah, I mean, we used to, hang out and exchange. They'd come down occasionally, play games. We'd go up and mess with their minds, Fun times.
So they had much different problems to solve in the consumer group because they had to make this thing fit in a freaking Atari 2600.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that any of the games ever even turned out remotely like they should have. But some of them did, actually. So
one thing I brought back, I'm trying to forget the guy's name now, that we did, what was the Star Raiders game? And I was up there working with him trying to make a sound for the shot. And I liked it so much I brought it back. And I wrote a sound driver just to play it on Tunnel Hunt.
That's funny.
Oh,
that's funny.
Shot
the game that wouldn't die.
The game that wouldn't die. Yeah, so much so that when I joined Bally, Ed took me into the lab. He says, "We just have one more change we want," and there's a Tunnel Hunt sitting there. It was known to be one more change, one more change, one more change, one more change. It just kept.
We're talking about Tunnel Hunt here.
Tube chase / Tunnel Hunt / vertigo / arm / neck.
That's funny. That is funny. It's still one of my favorite games. We talked about it last time we were on the show on. So
precursor to Stun Runner, basically.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, you said that to me when Ed showed me the game he did. He says, "We finally did it right."
Oh, that's funny. I owned a Stun Runner, and I was just mentioning that I'm sending a Stun Runner yoke to a fan of the show who needs extra parts. So it's one of the first games that allows you to coin up your score.
Yeah, in a limited way. Yes.
Point up your score.
Well, coin up your score. So you could add coins. Well, I mean, technically Tempest did it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, there are one of the allures of our classic arcade community. Yeah, part of the allure of the classic arcade community is you can put in one quarter and see what your score is.
Yep.
So
I know Tempest had to continue, but you didn't keep your score. You started over. Same as
well,
Big Doug and all these other ones, right?
You could coin up and advance your bonus.
You could jump to a level, right?
Oh, jump to a level. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. Major Havoc stole that from me.
We had the level warp too.
So if you got to level 15 or whatever it was, you could coin up again and you could start at level 15 or whatever level it was, because there were every 3 levels or so. Anyway,
and Gauntlet was the king of that.
Oh, really?
Oh God, people used to stand there and just feed it coin just to keep playing over. I don't think they cared about the score, but you could coin up.
Yeah, just add life.
Oh yeah, Gauntlet for sure. Yeah. So Stun Runner, Ed, you worked on Stun Runner.
Yeah, I was project.
And who programmed primarily on that one?
It was myself and Andy Burgess, and then we used the 3D hardware that was developed for the hard driving game, the original hard driving.
Cool.
So the guys who wrote some of the rendering code for that were involved as well. Max Binsky, Stephanie Mott, Jed Margolin.
Well, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about? Well, first of all, we were playing some slides before the show. It was a bachelor party and some other pictures. But you guys have been tight since you were at Atari. You've known each other for a long time. So can you guys kind of give us a walkthrough of, how your relationship as programmers and friends proceeded through Atari and Bally and all those different incarnations?
You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start and say this: the group of people that I worked with at Atari when I first came there was unique relative to every other place I worked since. Not only were they exceptionally bright and creative. And the amount of stuff we did together as a group was unique. In my experience. You built obviously lasting friendships.
Yeah, some of those pictures I sent you were at Ed's house. People getting together at Ed's house.
And so I'm going to put a picture up. It's from.
Jukebox and video games.
Other coin operated.
They ended up changing the name.
Would you mind repeating that? Apparently, that image has no sound with it when I played just the image. So, could you back that up and tell us who was in the photo again?
I can't see the photo, so it'd be easier if I could see it.
All right.
Back up again. I'll go.
Folks can hear. All right, so now people can hear. Tell us who's in that photo.
Howie Delman, John Ray, Steve Calfee, the waitress at the restaurant, Rich Moore, myself, Ed Log, and in front, Mike Alba and Ed Rotberg.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
So you're going to explain the Mariah in Ed?
This was at the Amusement and Music Operators show, and Let's see, what can we say? A number of us, when you go to the show, a lot of times vendors will have like a hotel suite where they'll, bring you up and they'll want to, sell you on their switches or, their coin box controls. And so they'll wine and dine in these suites and a lot of drinks. And a bunch of the engineers, all the people you see in this picture, decided to go out to a restaurant in Chicago called the King's Manor.
King's Manor. Sorry, you're right.
I don't think it's still in existence. And I seem to be freezing here. I don't know about everybody else. But the King's Manor, and the shtick there was that the same people that served you also entertained you with song and dance and body humor. And so that was our serving wench. And you'd eat at these long, group tables, no silverware. They passed food around like
like it was the olden times.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, the olden times. It was like medieval.
Yes.
Medieval Knights is whatever it's called.
Right.
But it was much smaller. It preceded Medieval Knights by 10 years.
So like a musical comedy review of some kind.
Yeah, exactly.
6-course banquet style meal with no silverware allowed, unlimited beer and wine served by beautiful singing wenches.
Singing? I found the advertisement for this.
What? I don't know.
You had to get up and go to the bathroom. You had to get the king's permission.
Like,
are you kidding me?
If you got up, they would razz you to death. I mean,
they'd let you go, but you caught hell in the meantime.
Both going and coming back too. Yeah.
But the thing about this particular visit to the King's Manor and this AMOA show is there was this trophy that we gave out at ATARI. Each AMOA for the person who debauched the most and made the biggest, ass of themselves. And it was inaugurated that night because two people you don't see in that photo who were there as well was Dave Toyer, who did Missile Command and Tempest and a number of other things, and Dave Sherman, who was a hardware engineer. And the reason Dave Toyer was not in the picture is because he was basically taking care of Dave Sherman, who had spent too much time visiting the lobby of the vendors who were trying to, sweet talk you into their equipment, being hardware. So he was 9-10 sheets to the wind, and couldn't physically manage to get into the photo. And Dave had to stay with him.
He was actually in the facilities at the time, the restaurant.
So the award became known as the Shermie, and it was created with a toilet seat. So
did you have to wear it?
Dave Sherman, no. It was like mounted on a plaque.
I see. Very honorable. Okay.
Yeah, but that was the inaugural Shermie event.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to show another picture.
Sorry.
I'm going to show another picture. This is a few years later, and I'm going to bring it up. Just give me a second. Give the viewers a second, and. It or hear it, and this is a picture of when was this taken?
If I zoom in on the badge, I'll tell you. This was at California Extreme.
Oh, so that's the one with Al Alcorn.
I don't remember that badge. It's probably about 6 years ago, maybe.
No,
maybe longer than that.
12, 13 years
ago. Yeah, I don't know how many of those shows I've been to. Just about all of them.
Ed Logg still has brown hair, so that's
so it's a while.
It's still a while ago.
So that's Ed, then Mike Alba, then Al Alcorn, Howie Doman again, myself, and Ed Logg.
I'm sorry. Who's to the left of you, Ed? I didn't hear that.
To the left of me, Mike Alba.
Mike Alba. And what was his role?
He was basically the I don't know how to say this. He was the algorithm guru. Yeah. This guy could make any processor scream. He could find if you had a problem and I need to get the cycle count down to whatever you needed, or I need to get the instructions. I can't use more than this much space for the instructions. He was the guy to go to. He knew the 6502 backwards and forwards.
Nice.
Could code in his sleep.
I love it.
Let me tell you a Mike story real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
So Mike and I were working. I was working on Sebring, which was this racing game, and it only had 2 EPROMs in it because it was supposed to be a small program. And we were there after dinner one night, and he says, "What happens if you put the ROMs in the wrong sockets?" And we decided we wanted it to do something because normally it wouldn't do anything at all. So if you put them in the wrong socket, you get an explosion sound, and on the screen it said, "Hey, stupid, the ROMs are swapped." If you flip the self-test switch, it would run self-test, but instead of saying ROMs okay, it would say ROMs KO. And that was Mike saying, we're going to write a position-independent test routine so it can be in either ROM. So we spent the whole night writing this thing up so that, and it turns out someone actually put him in the wrong socket and called up and said, "What's wrong with your game?" I said, "Well, what does it say on the screen?"
Now we had
only 2.
We had Roger Hector on the show along with we haven't had Al Elkhorn on, but so you guys are all hanging out because you're all from Atari basically there.
Yeah.
So did you just bump into each other at the show, or did you kind of plan to have a little dinner or something? Or
this was an old farts panel right after the panel.
I'm sorry,
that
what?
was one of the old farts panels.
Oh yeah, there was a panel, but I don't think everybody there was on the panel.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we did. So at this show, you guys know California Extreme, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So at that, they used to do a thing called the Old Farts panel, which I used to help them put together, and it was just a bunch of us sitting up there answering questions like this, you know.
Sure.
And Al has done. I would drag Al into it several times. Al and I are good friends. Well, maybe not.
My wife refers to him as Yoda.
Yoda. He is kind of Yoda.
Yeah. He's elusive. He's one of the elusive ones. It's hard to get him.
I know.
If you really want him on, I can try to talk him into it.
Well, we would love to because Mark has a Pong behind him right now, and
yeah.
it needs help. So if
that was like a computer space.
Well,
yeah, computer space right here. Yeah.
You have to turn your camera.
Game I've always wanted, and I've never been able to find one working. So
now, this one's not working either. So there you
go.
Now, speaking of games that aren't working, Owen.
Right next to it, Owen.
Yeah. Speaking of games,
there's a Pong right next to it.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Although wait. Oh, you know what's happening? I have the Twitch screen up and it's cutting you off. Here we go. I see.
Oh yeah, I'm in a little box.
How I met Al in my first year, we were in these buildings in Los Gatos, and there was a door that said "Don't even think about entering." Right, soft main area. And I was like, I work for this damn company. I opened the door and went in. I'm like, what are you guys doing in here? And Al, like, who the fuck are you? So he showed me around what we were doing, and we became friends after that.
That's awesome.
They were working on video music at the time.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I still have one in my garage.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Now, we did before the show. We talked a little bit about games that aren't working. Owen, do you have something you want to ask the chatters?
Out to the crowd. I have what's working. It's just not working right. I have a Funhouse pin that I love, and about a month ago, the soundboard started going flaky. It would start playing like the wrong songs at times. Nothing wrong with Rudy's voice. He was fine, but the music got all crazy. So I took all the pit parts out and put them all back in, cleaned them, cleaned all the connectors. And now it doesn't do that anymore, but the music sounds like it's playing through a torn speaker.
Oh.
But Rudy's voice is completely clear.
Well, I see. Now, my first guess would be a bad amplifier.
Is there more than one on that? I don't have a schematic of that soundboard.
There may be more than one. I know, for example, Xenon, which is by Bally, has both voice and music, and it has a 2 separate boards. But there is an audio amp chip, and there was actually a voltage regulator that was causing static on one of the boards I fixed. So check.
Hold on.
So maybe check the voltage regulator and the audio amps.
Okay.
But
someone else said I was searching on the web and said that they swapped it out with what's the Roadshow, the one with the 2 heads on it, because it's the same board. And they said when they moved it over there, the music started playing good and the voices were wrong.
Okay.
I have a Black Knight 2000 with the identical problem that you have, where the music is wonky. So,
excellent. So maybe
I'm just going to get Steve Ritchie's cell phone and just start to
there we go.
call him in the middle of the night.
There we go. You might have to speak loudly.
might have been one of the ROM pins not making connections. It's like playing. It's missing every other sample or something. But
That's so weird.
We better get.
Yeah.
We have to get Steve Ritchie on the show. He just switched teams.
Oh yeah.
He did.
Well, I mean, he didn't switch teams.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's not what I mean.
He's now with Jersey Jack. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
he
over
switched
at the
from Stern to okay.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that was a big move. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a big move whenever you switch teams. I'm sure it's complicated for anybody.
I got to work on a pinball with him a little bit at Atari because I worked on the original Atari language called Pinball, Pinball.
Okay.
Like pinball, and when the first Atarians went out, and then Ed gave me this nickname, the Black Thumb. That was you, right, Ed? It turns out if I touch something, it breaks.
Okay.
Well, speaking,
and what happened is they had getting ready to put the pinball out for test, and I said, "Well, can I play it?" I said, "Sure." So I started playing it. I ran back to my office. I got a pad of paper, and I'm taking notes. And the guy manager says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, these are things that are wrong." I said, "Did you know if you put 10 quarters in, you can play forever?" It's like, what? It turns out it was, using hex. It was 1 0. You subtract 1, it would be an F, and then you decimal convert it, it would go back to 15. So once you had 10 coins, it would just keep looping. 10, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 15, 14, 13, 12. Then I picked the game up, put it back in the lab.
So Big Bad Brad 69 in the chat is saying you have a bad 1458 op amp.
Awesome. Okay. That's
So
good to know.
I would check that.
Is that little silver colored chip that's in there? There's 2 chips that are kind of silver looking.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Thank you, Brett.
There you go. Big Bad Brad.
Works, let me know.
Right, yeah.
He says on the small speech board.
Yeah, I have Twitch open so I can watch.
Okay, cool. Well, the listeners may want to know how to fix it as well.
1458 op amp.
Right?
1458 op amp. I'm gonna be screen.
By the way, speaking of the listeners, I just want to say thanks for everybody who's tuning in tonight. Andrew, another TV viewer. We have Big Bad Brad. We've got Commander. We've got Equiv. We've got Gamepreneurs. We've got Give Zero Blank Blank. We've got Grinwing. We've got Haas. We've got.
I'm not plugged in over there.
Tons. So thanks for joining us in the chat tonight. Okay, so Goalie Ghost. Did you guys work on Goalie Ghost together?
We did.
All right, let's talk about that.
That was first person Pong.
Yeah, it was first.
Wait a minute.
Pong. It was an effort to. We were Valley Cente at the time, and we'd come out with basically a cartridge-based arcade cabinet, as you well know. And in order to be viable, we needed a library of games, and that was a 3-month game. Get it done, get it out. Doesn't have to be great. So that was the whole deal there.
Now, Brian, I think you have some things to say right now.
Yeah, so there's a Goalie Ghost control panel.
Cool.
I haven't seen that in a while.
So we actually, we copied actually the original cartridge that Bally Cente did, recreated it, and started doing our own. I don't have one sitting right here, unfortunately. I have like the blank board, but essentially, oops.
Yeah, where's your video camera?
Recreated the whole board, found the connector, which is actually like an aircraft connector that sells for like $40 now. So I found some guy selling surplus and asked him how much he'd want for all like 100 that he had on the shelf, and he gave me a very good price. But we've actually been redoing.
What's that, Ed?
We can, and so what we've been doing is recreating the panels. And so we've scanned the old panels, redone them. We've got a number of them done. Goalie Ghost is one, Chicken Shift, Snacks and Jackson.
Right. Oh, I love that.
Spiker.
That was a great game. I agree.
Now, tell us, you guys, why you like Snacks and Jackson so much.
It's so bizarre.
It's bizarre. Yes, it is. That's the best word in the world.
Okay, maybe Ed, give us a synopsis of what the game is, and then you guys give us your impressions of why it was so good.
Well, it was good in my. Well, the synopsis of the game is that you're controlling a clown face that's at the bottom of a well on your screen, and you launch the clown nose, and then you have to play like a vertical, pong kind of thing where you keep the nose bouncing around. And the reason it's so good is it's just strange. It's the stuff that you would go home and then have nightmares about.
Yeah.
It also must have had a random element to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You always programmed in some random stuff. I think Dave Ross was a programmer. Great guy, no longer with us, unfortunately. But, he did a couple of games for Sente.
That's awesome.
Which we all called him Doc because his initials were DR.
DR.
Oh.
Let's see if I can put this up here, but we just made a Snacks and Jackson.
He also did Give Me a Break. Didn't he do Give Me a Break, Owen?
Give Me a Break. He might have
I think Doc did Give Me a Break. The pool did.
Who did the gun driving game? Didn't he do that one as well?
Cool.
Oh, Coble. Okay.
Let me see if I can get this to come up.
I'm making room so that. Yes.
So what happened when Atari? Okay, so Atari was bought out a couple times. How'd you end up at Bally Sente?
That's an interesting story.
Activision, they're different.
Yeah, it's different. Activision had left, had broken away from Atari. The four main guys from Activision had broken away from Atari, and they were making a lot of money. And part of the reason they broke away was because the sharing of the revenue from great games with the development team was
awful.
Not standard practice. This was Atari was, really the big kahuna in the industry, and none of the other, game companies, to my knowledge, were doing a healthy share of revenue with the developers. And certainly, this was true for the consumer group as well as for us. Additionally, for the coin-op guys, if we did a game that, was then converted to a cartridge, we saw not 1 cent of any of that money. So Howard Delman and Roger Hector and I decided, well, if they could do it on the consumer side, maybe we should look into doing it on the coin-op side. And Howie was a hardware engineer. I was a software guy. Roger was an artist concept guy. And we left and we started to create our own company, which at the time was called Vidya.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not too far away either.
Yeah. We did some games as Vidya. And great. Well, go with
Vidya.
Well, actually, one of them, they were okay. We did some other things. We did a point of sales thing for Florsheim shoes using that was I think Buy Video, and it was a Laserdisc based product. But then Nolan Bushnell's non-compete with Atari after he sold it ran out, and he approached us and said, "Hey, how would you guys like to be part of Pizza Time Theater? And we'll create a game division of Pizza Time Theater, and you guys can head it up." So that's when Sente was created. And that's when Nolan said, we need to do a cartridge-based arcade game. And that's where the Sente system came from.
I want to finish that, though. So Nolan believed that instead of picking up a game and carrying it to the new location, then picking that game and carrying it, that you would just unplug the cartridge and change the control panel and the back, the plex up at the top.
Yeah, the marquee.
But marquee, thank you. That word just did not come to my brain. But what he did not realize is that they hire these guys, big guy with truck to go move game, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have to figure out how to plug in a cartridge or take it apart.
Yeah.
He can just pick it up, stick it on a truck, and drive it.
Oh man, I thought that's why they made the Pac 1 so big it wouldn't fit through a door, so you couldn't ever get it out. They're like, this is brilliant. They'll never get it out.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Have to do this.
And it weighed a ton.
Yeah.
Every Atari game weighed a ton. It's funny because they're built incredibly well, but when you move a cabinet, if you're moving a Taito or an Atari, it's like Nintendo, you lean back and like, oh, this comes up. The Atari, you're getting your friend to help push the front of the cabinet up.
Right.
So
Nintendo, my mom can move it, but not the
I
SAC
used to make
one.
this joke that there were 3 types of design. There's consumer specs, there's military specs, and there's arcade specs.
Yeah.
Because even in the military, they know if something stops working, they stop pulling on it. Not in the arcade. They will pull a game on top of them trying to get the steering wheel.
Right.
So it's funny because we're actually working on developing a game, and I was talking. There's a company that we're licensing it from. I can't get into too many details, but one of the things I said to them was, we're going to put this into a bar so that when they hang on it and pull on it and do this, and these guys haven't done this for a while, they're going, well, they're not going to abuse it like that. I'm like, they'll abuse it way more than we do in the shop. Like they'll put it through the ringer. And there's a bar about 4 miles from here that gets a lot of attendance. And I said, we just drop it in there for a couple of days and see what people manage to do and break.
It's the reason laser games, one of the reasons laser disc games didn't work, because you can't kick a laser disc and have it work, right?
It's true.
So you pound on the machine stuff, the laser disc skips, and they weren't designed to run that long. They were a consumer device. They weren't meant to run, that time. They sent me to MIT for a summer session in designing laser disc products, and I came back and said, don't do it. We've decided
Oh, man.
And they said, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So
yeah, it was.
I had one started. I started Battlestar Galactica when I was there. That was going to be a laser disc game as well.
Cool.
The original, not the new one.
That would have been
That's the better
awesome.
one.
And then
Other
they used
than the
they
fact
used
that they reused the same stock footage in every episode. But
well, didn't they use some of the
That's why it
footage
was so
from
easy.
Battlestar from? Didn't they use some of the footage from Battlestar in Astron Belt?
Well, they used some of it in Buck Rogers.
right.
Oh, sure.
I've seen the ships that there's that one long ship with the domes on the end.
Yeah.
Which originally came from a movie called Silent Running.
Oh.
But Douglas Trumbull, I think, was.
I was thinking of Astron Belt, the Laserdisc game, which ripped off a bunch of properties, including Star Trek 2. For its visuals. I think they took some stuff from Battlestar. I don't know if they got sued or what, but
I also started, which made me laugh when I was listening to you guys when you start, a Knight Rider game.
Oh.
We got to go down to Universal, and we wanted to get footage. And I don't know, you guys were talking about it. It wasn't as good as you remembered it. As it moved on, you will notice it went from actually using cars to using models. These low-level things, and you could tell they're models.
Sure.
There was like 10 Trans Ams that were ruined on a train wreck, and the Universal bought them. And one of them they fixed up to be like, it didn't drive. They would push it out to the location, and that was the one he got in and out when he was sitting there.
Yeah.
Then there was one that he could drive around. Okay. Then there was the other 8 that they would wreck every time they would do a jump.
Oh my gosh.
So what you did see is those things would go off the ramp, and they'd come down, and when they would, you notice how they always cut away to him going, woo! Like
right,
that.
yeah.
Because if you watch that car hit, the whole front end just crunched.
It's like the General Lee on Dukes of Hazzard too.
Yeah, you're like, I don't think the General Lee made it.
Exactly,
Like,
and the dash would change color too. You'd watch, and the dash would actually change color.
We wanted to use that footage when you lost, and Universal said no.
What?
Like, come on, the game's over. The thing crashes, and he's all crumpled up. I guess that was before they thought of Goliath. But,
and Car. That was the
K-A-R, that's right. Yeah.
The evil. So okay, so the two of you worked for how long together before did you work at Bally Sente and then beyond that?
When did you move to?
We worked for each other back and forth numerous times.
Yeah. So there's a joke. I have a joke that when you're interviewing, they say we need references. Someone you've worked for, someone who's worked for you, and a friend. So I just give them
Ed Rotberg.
Same guy.
It's all the same guy.
Ed, we worked together at ATARI. I worked for Ed at Bally. Then I went to Apple, and I hired Ed into Apple, and he worked for me at Apple. So and then we've been friends for a long time. So
now,
then we worked as peers again at Innovative Leisure.
Innovative Leisure, yeah.
Oh yeah.
When did Vidya start?
1981.
81. So I left.
Very end of 1981 because we left ATARI right after Gabe was born, my son.
Yeah, I left. I called Ed, said, they're offering me a big package. I want out of here. And he goes, good, start Monday. It was a Friday, so I took the package, and next Monday I walked into Bally.
Well, then I also worked for you at Apple.
Earlier, Ed, you want to explain this?
No commitment. Or no comment.
Well,
AMOA.
Basically, Nolan was being real secretive about what he was going to unveil at the AMOA in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And
he wasn't allowed to talk about him yet. He was still under
He was under non-compete. And so New Orleans was when the big coming out party, and they had the SAC 1 cabinet was like wrapped up in like plain brown paper,
right.
whatever. You were at City then, were you? Power hour.
We do not acknowledge what happened. Hey, so was Innovative Leisure Seamus Blackley? What was he like?
Yes.
Seamus is intense.
Yes, that's what I hear.
He is brilliant. He's one of the smartest guys.
He's a good guy, but he can be intense.
I feel like he knows how the Xbox works, like in his brain, like he can see it or something. Is that just me?
He was the original project manager.
Yeah.
He was the original champion at Microsoft for the whole project.
Let me give you an example of Seamus. So, just how brilliant it is. So he has a pool put in his backyard, or maybe it was there, but the ground was too hot around it to walk around it in LA. So he designs this board to drive little valves, and he creates a water show of little things popping up around to keep the tiles wet.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Just knocked it out one afternoon,
Nice. Gee.
He's like that.
He's basically got a degree in physics and everything else has been right?
He's a nuclear scientist.
He's an amazing guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So
anyway, to finish this, they gave these out there because all it was a big green drapes and the cabinet wrapped in paper, and they wouldn't say anything. When you came up, they would just hand you a button.
That's cool.
Oh, so wait, were these the booths? You didn't have like booth babes or something, or was it just you guys? Like,
I don't know if they had booth. Well, I can't remember if they had booth babes. I know I was at that AMOA.
What was her name from that worked in the Valley office in Chicago? No, I guess that would be too early for her to be there, right?
Yeah, that would have been before we were bought by Bally. We became Sente when we were bought by Pizza Time, and you started dating that gal. It was
for a short time. Yeah.
It's like president of Bally's secretary or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Owen didn't mess around.
All right.
Yeah, there's stories we won't go into on that.
Yes. Right. Yeah. So we're not going to talk about the bachelor party.
I think we should. I think this is a good point. I mean, you guys have known each other so long and so well that all of a sudden, Owen decides to settle down with apparently not that secretary, but he asked a very pretty woman to marry him, and we had pictures up before the show. Can you tell us a little bit about what went on at this bachelor party? We got to know.
I have to explain that. So
yes.
When Ed met her, like 2 days later, he called me and said, "You're going to marry her." And I said, "What do you mean I'm going to marry her?" He says,
"What?
This is your first girlfriend that isn't fluffy."
No, this is your first girlfriend that isn't blonde.
Isn't blonde.
Oh no! Sorry, all of Owen's ex-girlfriends. Sorry.
No, Mari wasn't blonde.
You're all brunette and
I
fluffy.
Never met Mari. That was before my time.
But he just knew because she was different from women I had dated up to that point.
Yeah. Well, you returned the favor after you met Margie at the Apple.
Oh God!
I met Apple, by the way.
For like 45 minutes and said, "That's her. If you let her go, I'm gonna."
Well, Diane actually pulled me aside and said, "You cannot let her go."
That's right.
Nice.
Didn't Ed Log tell us a story about him introducing someone to? I don't know.
No, this is crazy. Ed Log's wife is a gal that I dated before Ed Log did.
That's right.
Okay.
He met her on a dinner that we all went to.
Sure.
And then I think I was working on Steel Talons at the time with Ed.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to him that Renee and I aren't dating anymore, and he goes, "Do you mind if I ask her out?" I said, "You need my permission." No, you guys would be perfect for each other. Ask her out. So he did. And he married her.
See, this is what I love about you guys. you're just good guys. You love each other. You hang out at these things. You still somehow can get along mostly. So, Owen, Ed's your best man. That's pretty cool. So you were that tight.
Yeah.
And then Ed, you got to tell us like what happens at the bachelor
What
party?
happened? Like, did somebody catch what's the thing that you pull off the leg of bride?
I can't find that picture of Bruce.
How long ago is that now, Owen? What are you guys, 35 years you've been married? 40 years?
Yeah, 1989.
1989. Being a septuagenarian, I claim I can't remember.
Now the pictures are great. So you guys are all having a great time. It looks like a pretty tame bachelor party.
It was.
Yeah.
Now I've thrown bachelor parties and they're super nerdy. Like the most risque thing was the cake, and I don't have to go into details, but we have like nerd parties with like arcade games and consoles and playing video games, and that's what we did.
There were no video games. I think I scored some porn movies to put on the TV.
Come on, it put Bruce to sleep.
I remember Bruce falling asleep on the sofa.
And all of a sudden we see him, he's gone.
Bruce Merritt of Black Widow fame.
Black Widow guy, yeah.
That's awesome.
So today, Ed and I, Ed Log and I call ourselves adopted family. Because we do a lot of stuff with their family. We're very good friends with his brother.
Yeah, his daughter is calls Owen and I uncles.
Uncles, yeah.
Nice. So we're all, and every year, except for the last two, thank you pandemic, I am having a golf tournament that I started to run for basically guys in the video game industry that I knew, and they come up and we'd play scramble golf. Divide up into teams of 4. And my wife calls this to this day the celebration of bad golf.
Now that is you've been doing this for a while.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
I don't play.
Now the funny thing is, I found some pictures in your archives on your website.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're great. I should have brought them up tonight because it has groups of 4, and there's another, obviously some friends, and then. That weren't at Atari, and then friends that were.
They were still in the games industry at least in some of those pictures.
Yeah.
And then your family and stuff. Yeah.
But I just love the fact that you like. I have a buddy that I've known now for darn near 14, almost 15 years. We met at work, and he's like a brother to me. His kids grew up. I'm their uncle.
Yeah.
And that's just normal. I think it's great when you can have that kind of relationship with a coworker that turns into something like, we have enough in common that we're, hang out, and then all of a sudden we find out, yeah, you know what? I like you better than I like most of my family members.
I have to ask a question to Billy 7. You pay $100 if you slice into the woods, or you get $100?
So it's funny. I live up in the Sierra foothills in a town called Nevada City, and we've been dealing with a lot of fires for the past couple of years. But there was one that was particularly close to our home this year, and the first phone call we got was from Ed saying, "If you guys need a place, come on down. You can stay at our place in the Bay Area." So it's really good to keep these close friends because they're special people.
Yeah.
I have to explain though, I don't play golf, and when I tried it, I'm
But he comes up for the tournaments.
Particularly terrible at it. And Ed keeps saying, "We should play, because it's except that when they come back, they bitch about all the bad shots. I mean, it's like,
no.
There's so much animosity going on right there. It's like, I don't need this. That's why I give up golf.
It's not exactly real animosity. No, nobody.
I don't like to be stressed. It's like I don't want a game that causes stress.
I hear that. Now, golf to me though is no stress. It's just, you do your best and you walk around on a gorgeous plot of land, and you get to talk to your buddies. And smoke cigars and drink cocktails.
Right, and by the third
You can do that
cocktail,
without the ball.
there's no stress.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do that without the ball. You know,
That's true.
He's
It's very true.
I've a beer cart. I've never actually got to do that yet.
Well, if we have it next year, you know,
unlimited mulligans. How about that?
Because I am going to drive right down the center of the fairway.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. If
with an air horn.
Ed, if you do this, I will fly out there. If I get these two yahoos to come with me, well, we just need one more. We got a 4.
Well, listen, if you're serious about that, send me, you know how to contact me, send me your email addresses, and I'll put you on the Gonzo list. And once you're on the Gonzo list, you don't get removed. Unless
that'd be awesome. I would love to play golf with a bunch of these guys that are like
Correct.
veterans. Yeah, it'd be awesome. And
then after golf, there's a big party at his house.
Yeah, we have
usually with a large barbecue.
we might have to like start last though, because I have a huge handicap. So
I traditionally say no. It's a handicap tournament.
oh, good.
I take everybody's scores. It's genuinely competitive.
That's awesome.
You know, because we adjust the scores. You know, different teams start with different numbers of strokes, and you know, one team gets no strokes. They're the better golfers.
Yeah.
And you know, the teams change every year a little bit. You know, people generally want to play with the same group from the other year because they were so
competitive.
Okay, so
it's
we have
competitive.
okay. Switching back to arcade stuff away from golf, unfortunately, Arcade Jason just asked. He just got here and noticed Owen Rubin is here. Oh my God! Did you guys notice Owen's here? He says, quick question: does the Promised End run on original hardware?
Sort of.
And will additional bank switching be required?
Okay.
Blah blah blah.
I'm putting on the legal hat.
Oh yes, okay.
Okay. I don't own the rights to the original Major Havoc. That's owned by ATARI. So we're building on top of what ATARI's there. So you have to have the original ROM set.
So kind of like Missile Command.
That's the official answer. And because the Promised End needs more RAM and more ROM, we'll have a mod that you can stick on your board that will play it.
Cool.
And that has, and Jason asked if that hasn't been designed. It has been done. There are 2 guys that are working on it that have that.
I basically have dumped all my ideas that I really wanted to do, and Jess Askey is the guy who's been programming it. And you'll get emails. Goes, what about this? What about this? And some of this, you will laugh. I probably shouldn't say that. He put something from Battlezone in at the final level.
Oh, that's cool. Is it a volcano? So it has to be a volcano. So Brian and Owen, I don't know if you can talk at all, but you kind of already have a little relationship with the Promised End. I don't know if there's any, you know.
Well, we haven't really moved too far with the. We've kind of gone back and forth with the marquee for that, right. But it's been. Actually, I haven't heard.
Yes, I love the art. Just no gun.
Yep, no gun.
I had a gun in the first piece of artwork, and I was like, no. He does not carry a gun. That was basically an homage to ATARI. Said you can't shoot anybody, which is why, or kill anybody, which is why their version of Street Fighter was dinosaurs.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense. So so it is. Basically, I've just got to pull together the artwork. It's been a fun last month for me, but yeah, we've been working on that. The guys that are doing the game had a lot of input as well on how to do that, and it should, when it's done, appear just like a silkscreen piece, but we are printing it digitally. Cool. We are vectorizing everything. So we had a little bit of a push to do originally to make the vectors kind of glow like a vector monitor, which you can do on a digital printer as opposed to a silkscreen. And then that got pushed back a little bit, and I kind of agree with it to try and capture the original feel of things. So, but I'm looking forward to
create a light kit for it, but that didn't go very far.
Well, the nice thing about the digital printing, which the printer is actually right there, I can literally just
get busy, Brian. Get busy.
A custom marquee. Yeah, I mean, I actually probably have one of them printed up around here. I've got like this looks clean. The rest of the room looks like a bomb went off with the number of projects that have been going on.
That's here.
So
for those who don't know, basically, Major Havoc lasted way too long. That's Mark Cerny joined that team to help me get it done. And there was a lot of stuff we wanted to do, we just didn't get to do. And there is a long story short, there's messages that pop up in the screen while you're what they call the tactical screen, and one of them said, "Keep playing. The homeworld's near." Okay, and Atari got sued for that because some kid kept playing and never found the homeworld. And I don't know if I was at Bally when he called, but I got a call from their VP saying, "Where the hell's the homeworld?" And, well, did he turn left? And he's like, "No, that's not.
It's heaven. It's heaven.
It's not there." And so they ended up settling and giving him a game. But Jess, so that. Fast forward, I get this email from this guy named Jess. I don't know who he is, and he's saying, "What does location so and so do in your game?" Major Havoc. What? So I still had the listing, so I looked it up. And I told him the questions started coming faster and faster, and then he sends me a ROM set with 3 new levels in it. There wasn't room for 3 new levels in that ROM set, so he had to compact things. So amazing programmer, just cool stuff. And then he asked me once, "Why didn't you ever finish it?" And I explained that to him. He said, "Let's finish it." Now it's taken a long time because it's basically, spare time kind of work. But we basically spent a long time on the phone and at California Extreme talking about what I wanted to do, and he's pulled it off pretty well and enhanced it greatly, including adding speech. There was a spot for speech on the board, but it's not that speech. So,
all right. So
on top of that, there will be, if Scott actually agrees to do it, he's not sure yet. This guy named Scott, I won't tell his whole name, but he comes up to me at California Extreme and says, "Come play my Major Havoc." Okay, so I'm going over and I'm playing it, and he's watching me play. He's not watching the screen. He's like staring at my hands. Like, "What are you doing?"
Usability testing.
Well, he said, "What did you think?" I said, "Well, what'd you do? The control, doesn't have that thing where you spin it too fast and he jerks, right? Because it's not wrapping around." And he goes, "Oh, is it supposed to do that?" I said, "Well, that's not supposed to, but it does if you spin it too fast." And I said, "And the sparkle vectors look better than they're supposed to." So he pulls the cabinet out, turns around. There's a little tiny FPGA board in the back. And the whole thing is playing on this FPGA board. And he and I have become very good friends since then.
Hold on 1 second.
Nope. Oh boy. So while Brian goes to get his FPGA board, we have one question from the audience. What are the 7 symbols on your shirt?
It's from the Hackers Conference.
There you go.
It's a font that was made up. This spell Hackers, and I can't remember what year it was. 21, I think.
Well, that's unfortunate because I told everyone it was the 7 symbols on how to dial the Stargate.
Well, it could be. I'm a Stargate fan, so that would be a good answer.
I love that show. So
I have
okay.
to tell you what Scott says, though. I invited him to come along to the Hackers Conference, which I go to every year. Ed used to go.
Yeah.
And he showed it off, to standing. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is fantastic." And he said, "But I want to make it clear, I'm not trying to make a copy. I'm trying to make a forgery."
Oh.
He said, so he has to go add in the thing that causes the spinner. So he'll have a switch that puts it back in original mode. There it is. Yeah. I figured you might have one. This
It's pretty cool.
That backboard that plugs right into the harness.
Yep.
And it'll play supposedly Black Widow, Tempest, I don't know what all games he's put in there. Major Havoc.
So this is one of the early ones. This is like 2 years old, and this only has Tempest, Omega Race, and Major Havoc.
Yeah.
So I believe he's putting Black Widow on. But so one of the neat things he did with this plugs right into a Tempest, so you can play Major Havoc on vertical, and he did a great job with the spinner. It feels, I hate to, it feels like it's more fun playing Major Havoc on a Tempest than it is playing on the dedicated cabinet with the roller.
Yeah,
it plays incredibly well. Yeah, Omega Race actually, that's the one game on here that's like, it's there, it's okay, it's not great.
Oh,
Scott used to be the lead of test at Tesla. He's smart like that, and he decided one day, I want to learn how to program FPGAs. So this was his project.
That's awesome. That's great. I mean, I love that. So, all right. We're at the 9 o'clock hour here in Central Time, which means you guys still have the whole night. We could talk all night. So
no, we can close out.
Now
I have to finish one thing. So Scott Evans, you know the name Scott Evans?
Yeah. Atari
okay,
Scott.
So Scott borrowed my Major Havoc cabinet, and I said I didn't know why. he measured it completely, and now he'll be able to make copies of the original cabinet.
Very cool.
Oh wow.
So with that board
Now,
and original ROMs and a vector monitor, you can create an original game.
I wanted to say, I don't want to shut you down because it's, the night is young in California,
I know you guys got
and the wildfires are probably not as bad as they usually are.
Probably pretty far off right now.
Oh, the air is actually pretty clean right now.
Yeah. So, in Canada for us, blows all, Minnesota, it blows all the great smoky air into us. But anyway, what I'm saying is that we still have time if you want to hang out a little longer, maybe 15, 20 minutes,
I'm fine. Sure.
So I want to ask real quickly, Brian, did you have a question?
Well, I was actually just going to say it's interesting because Scott also did some work on the Marble Man boards, which is the new board that they're working on I believe they're going to show it at Free Play Florida, but there's one of them, they're recreating, I think, 10 more machines down there of Marble Man, which is Marble Madness 2.
Oh.
So,
again, he wanted to make it work, so he took on the project.
So I want to switch gears and ask, because Owen's had the mic for a long time. Owen likes to talk.
I'll mute.
So Ed, have you heard about this Battlezone 2? And have you seen it? Because there's a couple of things going on right now that are really, really cool with Battlezone 2. And Owen, you don't have to mute your mic. I'm just saying, this thing is awesome.
No, I haven't seen it. You were talking about it a bit earlier, and I would love to see it. So please get me a link again.
So Brian, can you tell us a little bit about it? Because I know you have the most probably succinct view of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I actually didn't. I haven't built one yet. I've just played it on the computer, but I know Brian Jones built one. He actually shows some gameplay in a video, and I did just post up a link. The fun thing about it is they made a commercial for it that kind of goes through and talks about the original game and how the second version never came out, and then they launched this version. And it incorporates more of the physics of kind of bumping into things. It has other weapons and charge ups, and you have it's just like, it's kind of what you would imagine the game to be if it was written with more modern hardware, able to do a little bit more, but doesn't get rid of that original feel.
I mean, it feels like a real vector game, and even though it's raster,
This is Vector Tanks.
Yeah, and the cool thing, and both Owen and Ed can appreciate this. I mean, Spectre, right? Spectre for the Mac. It is Battlezone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's a fantastic version of it. I remember loving Spectre and thinking, you could network, you could fight against people,
And Brian Jones actually put out there, it's a fan game and it's not for sale anywhere. It is a free download.
Yeah, that's so cool.
But
I want to know if he got together with this guy in LA and used the game that he had, that it was called Vector Tanks, and then it got pulled off the Apple Store because Atari complained.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
And it had cruise missiles, it had helicopters that flew by.
He should have called it Spectre 4.0.
I think he called it Mein Kampf was the final name.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not.
I did not like that name, but
did they do any research over who programmed the original game? I mean, seriously.
I took it over. Someone else had already programmed it, but I took it and added a bunch of stuff. Then he gave it to a new team, and they added even more stuff.
Wow.
It looks like the same game. I'm wondering if it's the same game.
It's a similar game. It's got a few differences.
Is there a link somewhere I missed?
In the chat, but I can put it up. It's in the Twitch
chat. Put it in Skype so these guys can see it locally.
I put it in Skype.
Yeah.
There.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's cool. All right. Question for you two. What was your favorite project to work on together?
We didn't work on that many things together.
Well, only a couple, but still.
Together?
How about the other way? Which was your worst project?
There you go. What did you hate to work on together?
Yeah.
What did I hate?
What challenge?
I mean, here's the thing: is that I always get the impression that Atari was a very collaborative environment, so I don't see that being a question. But like the two of you worked on Goalie Ghost and Battlezone and a couple other projects probably together. Did you ever have like a favorite, or did you just like working together, or whatever?
I don't know.
Just working together.
That's a good question. That's a good question, Adam. You should think of some other questions.
No, I mean, it's kind of hard to say because Owen and I were both, pretty senior, and we mostly worked on our own projects with people working under us. So it wasn't the kind of thing. It would be like he'd just come over and help, or I'd go over to him and help, or it wasn't a lot of extended. We worked in the same lab.
Yeah. Okay. So here. Okay, that's great too. So here's a different way to put it. First of all, second of all, what were your individual favorite projects to work on at Atari?
Individual favorite projects.
There you go.
At Atari.
Sure.
Mine's obvious. My last
Havoc.
Major Havoc. Yeah.
I mean,
because it was so much fun.
I would say Stun Runner was Stun Runner and Steel Talons were both a lot of fun because the hardware was so much better than
Yeah.
Battlezone is a nostalgic favorite because of its place in video game history and stuff, but obviously we always wanted to do more than we could.
And I remember in our last interview with you, Ed, it was grueling working on Battlezone.
Yeah, it was. There were always different kinds of problems. There's a lot of things that we tried, by the way, that people are just not aware of. We tried a 3D display of Battlezone. I mean, 3D goggle kind of display. It wasn't goggles, but we used rotating discs with, the different sides would be blocked out so we could present the right eye with one screen and the left eye with another. But our update rate wasn't fast enough, and people would get sick. And we also decided it probably wasn't a real good idea to ship a product that had two plexiglass
rotating discs
at 60 frames or 60 revolutions a second, so right in front of someone's eyes. So
I think one of my favorite.
My first game was the first game that I know of that ever had voice in it. But the voice module didn't ship with the game. That was Atari Baseball. It said four things. So
strike, you're out. Ball.
Safe. And, strike.
So I'm sorry. It was called Panzerkampf. I put a link there.
Oh, that's better.
Sorry,
but still very distasteful.
Take that link I posted. You can share it back to the chat room. That was this game we worked on, and you'll see it looks very much like Tank 2.
So
now I want to find I have an Atari Baseball, actually. Now I want to find a voice module to put in there.
There's only one, and I believe Dale Luck has it. If you guys know Dale.
Wow.
What year was that, Ed? That game?
1979. It had to be because it was out within like 6 months.
It was probably the same voice stuff that was left as a hole on the board of Major Havoc originally. Because we were supposed to.
No, that Major Havoc would have been a lot more. This was a board. Well, this was a board Dan Pliskin did. So.
I thought she was taller. So Billy.
What?
Snake Pliskin. I thought she was taller.
Oh.
I thought she was dead. So Billy Seven says, "Do these guys still have any prototypes of one-off boards or other ephemera laying around from the Atari days?"
My prototype Major Havoc is right outside this door, but I'm sad to say I've sold it.
Wow!
You sold it.
I sold.
Well, yeah, I mean, are you sad? I mean, it was with like 10 grand because that's probably.
I don't play it very often, and I got an offer. It was very hard to refuse.
Good.
And my wife and I were looking for a smaller house with less steps, something flat. This has way too many steps in this house, and I got no place to put him if I move.
So did you sell it to Atari Scott?
Huh?
Who'd you sell it to? Don't tell us.
I won't say, but a collector of prototypes.
That's awesome.
I love it. Actually, Kilmo Craig, maybe. I don't know.
Hey.
I have had a bunch of prototypes in the past, including some with some special ROMs.
Yes.
That it's just as well they don't get out in the public. The only one that I still have is Battlezone.
Nice.
Oh, okay, so that's cool. So do you have like an original? Do you have the original cabinet?
I have the original Cabaret cabinet.
Oh, cool.
It's much smaller.
Yeah.
Where's he go?
The project leader for Battlezone was a guy named Morgan Hoff, and he was the guy who said, "Let's do the Periscope thing." And he and I used to have big fights about. I hated the idea,
right?
Because back in the day, you attracted people to the game by watching other people play, and the original Periscope did not have windows cut in it, so the only person who could see what was going on, didn't have another monitor on top, was the player. So how do you attract other players? You're hurting earnings. So Morgan and I would argue about that all the time.
So it's funny because I have an upright with the Periscope. I have the open face and I have a Cabaret.
Yep.
And the open face is the one at my house.
Yep.
It's the one it's I've played all of them. I enjoy all of them, but for some reason, and the open face has less art. It doesn't have the shroud. It doesn't have kind of the kind of like tank looking shroud around it, but it really just looks good. It's fun. The vector monitor's right there. I love that game, playing it on the open face.
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat here about holes in the Battlezone cabinets.
Oh yeah.
Everybody asks about that. I don't know absolutely for sure, but I believe that was something added to later cabinets. Early cabinets do not have that, and that was so that you could easily mount another monitor up on top, so that if you have the Periscope, other people can watch.
And that makes total sense, right? I mean, that game, I remember playing Battlezone when I was a kid and thinking the Periscope thing was kind of cool, but like Brian says, when I'm over at his house now, I don't care about the Periscope. I just want to be able to I want to play it. Yeah.
I own an open face, but it came with somebody had converted it with a kit apparently to the open face. Oh. I mean, is that what happened? Like, did they bring you into the office and tell you, okay, we're going to do an open face kit or something? Like,
we got feedback from operators, and the first thing they did was they cut holes in the side of the Periscope thing and put Plex there.
Yes.
So that people could see through from the sides, and then eventually, the request was just for open face. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I never rubbed Morgan's nose in it much.
There's another question. Was there ever a functional Battlezone cocktail?
Yes.
And were there
Battlezone cocktail prototype, but we never sold it.
Were there 2-player PCBs or ROMs, or was it just a single player at a time?
It was a single player at a time, and it would flip. Is my recollection. Because I never coded anything for 2 players.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Any dream projects that you guys want to work on that you're just waiting for that to happen, or?
My dreams have all been crushed and
crushed
many times.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Look at Owen. Owen just he just knows. Oh, this is Ed. This is Ed talking. So.
Owen, so you've been doing all this work on Promised Land, and I'm guessing that was the thing that Promised End, and that's the game, the part that you wanted to see come to fruition that never did.
Yeah, and I appreciate Jess actually doing it. I'm not doing much on all anymore. I just sort of watch the emails go by and go, no, don't do that.
But
you're the project manager.
Is there a game, Ed, that you like? Is there something that you? So I mean, I feel like Owen, you kind of got your this never happened, but I got to see it happen now. Ed, is there a game like that for you? Is there something like that for you that you never saw it get through, that you're like, gosh, if this should have been done?
Well, I had a plan for a Battlezone 2. But I left Atari and couldn't do it when I left.
Sure.
So that was kind of like what you're talking about. The one that really crushed me is when I was working at 3DO. 3DO had, I don't know how much you guys know about 3DO in the history.
One of the best
M2
hardware
project.
companies ever in video game console history. 3DO made great shit.
Yeah.
We had a system called the M2, which never went to market. And I did the lead SKU for that, which was a racing game.
Oh, cool.
It was called World Championship Racing. You can find videos of it on YouTube and stuff. And, the whole team poured their soul, not just me. Everybody on the team poured their soul into that game. Cerny helped on it because he was working on the one, a 3D engine for it for Naughty Dog, I believe, was also going to be doing a game for it. Max and Steph Behensky worked on the physics for that game as outside consultants, the hard driving guys.
Sweet.
And it was the first driving game of its time that had no pop-up scenery in the background. Everything was loaded all the time.
That's cool.
And it was a very cool game, real physics, lots of cool graphic things that I'd never seen on any other game at the time. And then the platform, never came out. And so that one, that was kind of the, dreams crushed under the heel of management or whatnot.
It was a great game. I went up there and got to play it. It was really beautiful.
Very cool. So, in closing, I think I'd like to know. I mean, this stuff's fun for you guys, right? You get to come and talk about the golden age and your involvement in it, and we're very happy and honored that you would come on the show and talk about this stuff because, I mean, we all grew up with it. We just kind of want to know the stories and all that sort of thing. I'm sure there's many more that we haven't touched, but we had a lot of fun tonight. And you guys shared a lot of things we haven't heard before. So thanks for being on the show.
Our pleasure. My pleasure for sure.
Thanks for having us.
Can you give us like what's most important to you today? I mean, like back then it was like, I have a job. I have a really cool job. I might not know that it's super cool, but now like everybody's like, you guys are kind of like our arcade heroes. We talk about that on the show and we ask people who their heroes are. You two certainly fit that bill, but like, what's most important to you today? And it doesn't have to be arcade games, and I'm sure it's family and your pets and whatever else. But what is it? And are you still driven to do this sort of thing today? Can you kind of give us impressions on that question?
You want to go first, Owen?
Sure. You want me to go? Did you say me or you? I'm sorry.
Well, I'll go if you want me to. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Well, clearly, family is most important. Right now, the things, my wife, my pet, my dog, and my son and his wife are probably the most important things to me. Things that I do with my time. When I first stopped, working for a living, when I retired, of course, the first thing I did was I took on a pet project, and I created a wizard staff for my son. I don't know if I mentioned that to you guys earlier today.
No.
It was kind of a fun project. He was doing a cosplay thing, and so I said, well, let me make you a staff, and I went out and got a big pine thing that was dead straight. Got a buddy of mine who's a wizard with woodworking to help me drill a perfectly straight 1/16 inch hole down the center of it. I went and got a 1/16 inch Lexan tube to then put inside that hole. But before I did that, I etched out a series of runes on the top of the staff.
Oh, cool.
I got some RGB LED strips and an Arduino compatible ultra small board called a Teensy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
I hooked up some capacitive touch switches on the outside that were flush, and you had to know where they were because it was, done in the same color as the pine. And and then put in a diffuser inside the tube, put the RGB strip in there, a battery and the teensy, and it all fit in the top, and made a wizard staff that could do, you know, all kinds of different light shows, programmable light shows with the LEDs. You could make it look like the runes were like dripping blood and things like that.
What?
It was
awesome.
It was a very cool thing. So that was my last big programming project, and that was a blast. But now it's photography and golf. So there you go.
That's cool.
That sounds like you could sell that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a request from Gabe's friends to do more of them, but you know, no.
Okay.
It's time consuming.
Yeah.
You only
Maybe
have
farm that
one son. You don't need to make 12 staffs.
No.
Owen.
Just got a message that my car has been on for 4 hours.
You have a Tesla too?
There's a new app, and the app you can just, if you accidentally touch a button, you turn on the air conditioning. And I wondered why it said my car was 49 degrees and not inside.
It's really
it's a
nice.
refrigerator.
Like 4 hours. And it just said, we're turning it off because you haven't been in the car. I've never seen that before, but that's very funny.
That is good.
It seems to be continuously charging, which I can't seem to stop.
And you guys are still giant nerds. You get Teslas. You know, you do your thing. And friggin' Owen, you're still working. Why are you working?
So I did it wrong. I retired and got hired on the same day.
I married a financial planner. So
I thought I was retiring because I had a lot of projects and things I want to play with. There's projects all around this room.
Sure.
You can see some of them back here.
And your Mac collection is just so awesome.
I love clocks. And I don't know if you can see I can't see my own picture, but behind that monitor to what looks like the left, there's some clocks displaying in color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to build Nixie clocks. I don't know if you know what a Nixie is.
Yep, Nixie tubes.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay, so these are Nixie emulators. They are plastic plates with the numbers etched into them, edge lit at the bottom. So they kind of look the same. So that one. Then, and in trying to, to do weird stuff, I'm trying to do a big one.
Can he just do this with a 555 chip?
I love that.
I power this up, but the cord is not here. I was looking for this. Are great big giant orange numbers. So I've been doing a lot of stuff with Arduinos and stuff like that. I have a project down there to build. I saw it on the web to build a PDP-11 emulator. So it has the exact. It's a smaller version of the exact front of a PDP-1170.
All switches.
All switches, red lights, the key, everything is there. And it has an Arduino on the back, and it is more powerful with the Arduino now than the 1170 was then. So they have to slow down the Arduino.
So's my watch.
Yeah, the watch. Right. But like family travel. But I got an offer from Apple to work on something new, and I liked Apple the first time around, so I said I'll give it 2 years. It's been 2.5 years now, and I'm getting close to thinking it's time.
Well, Apple just now announced that they are going to be doing allowing you to have your driver's license.
In some states
validated within a certain number of states, and the first place it's going to be able to use is be at the TSA pre-check. And I just want to tell you, Owen, that my company is the company that Apple maybe or maybe not working with. So
that's very cool. Apple has become more secret than it ever was when I worked there the first time.
Yeah.
If you don't need to know, you don't get to know.
Exactly.
So I'm on a team working on a project that is called Ultra Black, which means not very many people at Apple know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I love it.
So this whole work at home thing has been kind of weird because I have a safe under my desk where I have to hide prototypes.
I love it.
And as the prototypes get closer and closer to real product, we can't even bring them home now. So now they're trying to figure out how do we work on the prototypes but not work on them. Not everybody be packed into an office working together. So they're working that out. But it's like someone said, "What's the new watch look like?" I'll find out when you do.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's a totally different division. I don't work.
So I saw that announcement on the web 2 days ago about being able to use the phone as your driver's license, which I think is very cool. I made the mistake. We have I don't know if you have the same thing there. We have these transit cards. It's good on the bus, it's good on the train, it's good on So they said, you can put it on your Apple now. So I did the transfer, and then it says, now that you've transferred it, your card is no longer usable.
No way.
Tell me that before I transfer it, okay? And I said, can I transfer it back? And they go, no, you have to sign up for a new account. Because when we have people come over to stay, we'd give them the card to go use the transit. Can't do that now, so I got to go order a second one. A little backwards on how the design there. But I'm having a good time. I experiment with all sorts of stuff.
So I will say, Brian Jones in the chat commented he actually has a full-size PDP-11.
A full-size. There are people who have a full-size.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
If I can get the kit out, I could show you the...
Anybody here into horopalatology?
All right, so...
No? Okay.
What's going on here? What's Owen doing now?
I just showed it, like the LEDs.
Oh, okay.
Plastic
there you
molded
go. There you go.
If you know people, there's the switches.
That's awesome.
And it's all done in in a smaller. That's the scale.
His PDP-11 is in a box.
There's the processor. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's the processor.
All right, gentlemen. I'd like it. Can you stick with us after the outro? We'd like to give you a proper send off. And tonight we'll plan on not cutting off the show before.
We hit the off button last week. It was very bad.
It was hilarious. Okay. So anyway, stick with us, Owen and Ed. After the show, we'd like to give you a little personal send off, and also everybody, thanks for listening into the show tonight. This has been 5 years of the show, and
wow, congratulations!
Thank you, and we really appreciate it. 24 episodes this season. It's such a pleasure to have you guys on the show. Mark, are you ready to do this?
I am ready. Almost as good as Bushnell, but hey.
All right, here we go. Let's pick a song. How about this one?
That one over there.
How about the Knight Rider theme?
All right, thanks for listening in. This has been the Double R's. That's Arcade Radio.
Check out our website, arcaderadio.com. That's RCADRADIO.com for all of our social media and swag links.
Call and leave comments, just like Bobby Z at 612-548-GAME. That's 4263. Yes, we will wait 8 weeks to play your voicemail.
I'll remember that.
Because that's how we.
That's how far until we start our season for 6. They're gonna be waiting a lot.
Yeah, and by the way, by Sunday, all these will be converted to podcasts, guaranteed.
All right.
I know. I said I've been to do it before, but it's
okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, if you're enjoying the show, please pick up some Arcade Radio swag over at teespring.com/arcaderadio, or you could pick up a patreon.com/arcaderadio subscription.
Yeah.
We started about $3 a month. Any bit helps us with the cost of running the show.
Subscribe to our Twitch channel and follow us. Just click on the notification bell. Ugh. So you know when we're streaming live. That's twitch.com/arcaderadio.
If you like what you're hearing, consider dropping a 5-star review. No 4 stars, no 3 stars. On Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you consume our podcast.
That's going to be it for tonight's show from Arcade Radio. We hope you had a blast this season, and we hope to see you next season. Take care and have a great night.